Checking. Alright. What a pleasure to be here on this Sunday afternoon. If you're watching this video, give it a thumbs up immediately. Do not delay a second longer. Give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment right now. I'm waiting. Okay, good. Well, what are we here to talk about? I don't know. How's everybody doing? How do people live stream? How does one live stream? I guess I haven't done it in several weeks. Haven't been too active on the channel of late. You know, it's the holidays. I wanted to take some time for myself. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, you gotta show the internet who's boss, who's in control. My addiction to the engagement does not determine my life, does not determine the degree to which I put effort into this channel. I, choose to put effort in this channel for my own reasons. That is my approach. What's this about? No idea. I don't know. What should it be about? Normally I'll go over like analytics from the last week, but I didn't really put out that much content, so there's not too much to say there. But we could give it a shot. I don't really have anything else to talk about, so why the hell not? Reading. Alright, here we go. I guess the main thing is that I didn't really advertise a lot on Reddit, so I did get fewer views and also a higher average watch time. I guess more comments. I got some decent comments. This one got quite a few dislikes and a lot of views, but yeah, people really seem to disagree with what I was saying here. And then the video that I put out the day before then, the day after, I didn't advertise this at all, and I put it up like pretty late in the day, and it's still getting 32 views, which I guess is, how many views I get is not too many, but not too bad. It's better than when I started, when I was getting like less than 10 and I was not advertising at all. So 376 subscribers means that I can look forward to about 30 views on a video. I put it out 2 days ago, yesterday, so it's not too bad, but whatever. I guess I missed a day because of reasons, but I did put out 4 vlogs last week, so still the same quantity as normal, as I have been doing for some time. Yeah, I mostly just wanted to promote the Discord server that I've opened up as a part of my whole podcasting empire and the media empire that I'm starting to build for myself here. Discord, if you're watching and you want in, it's a cool place to be. All you need to do is send me a DM, or you could also support financially on Patreon, which is how you should do it. If you're watching this, you ought to be supporting financially on Patreon. $3 a month, and you'll get an extra special role. You'll get a special color on the Discord. What can I actually say? Oh yeah, I guess one thing that I'll say about this, a lot of the comments seem to focus on how the people protesting were like petit bourgeois, and therefore we should not really support them as like proletarian revolutionaries or whatever. But this is something that and I guess I was just kind of reading about this in my Mao book, not recently, but like in Maoism, you have the concept of new democracy, which is a pretty heretical revolutionary formulation, theoretical formulation, where his whole thing. I mean, it's a very different context. They were fighting against like imperialism in China, so he wanted to form a cross-class coalition. That is the basis on which he jump-started his revolutionary movement, is by forming this cross-class coalition and uniting peasants. Peasants has as a class has many different stratifications. You got your lower peasants, your middle peasants, your like upper peasants, and then your like rich peasants, and that's like a formulation that goes back some time in Chinese sociology. But then you also have like urban bourgeoisie and like proletariat and like all these other different class groups in China at the time. And Mao, in his essay on New Democracy, theorized, and also like in the course of his revolution fighting against the Kuomintang, he implemented a policy where he united with different class who have different social interests. So I think that is a pretty inspiring framing for this. It's pretty relevant as ever to the contemporary, and we can talk about how this insurrection in the capital, in the American capital, was an insurrection led by petit bourgeoisie. And I'm also thinking about this other essay. I didn't even read it, but I heard about it, but because this podcast host wrote it. But he is kind of writing about a bunch of like business owners in Staten Island who are doing a similar thing. They're like petit bourgeoisie, middle class kind of people, so they have a different relationship to the means of production as the working class, as the proletariat strictly conceived. But they're not that different. They're not that distant. Like they're certainly they're not really the bourgeoisie. So anyway, there's the question of like forming a coalition with them. I think is quite important and relevant, and we really need to think about that. Think about who our actual economic and like material enemies are, meaning the bourgeoisie, the ruling class, and think about who our cultural enemies are, which is like conservatives and perhaps the petit bourgeoisie. And like take the Maoist road of actually like figuring out how to unite the masses, strictly conceived as the masses being like a different concept, a different categorical concept than the proletariat. The masses takes in all of these different social classes. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I haven't. Okay, somebody is saying that the Patreon link gives an error, which is true. I, like an idiot, have not updated, but the actual link is patreon.com/the inverted form. I'm going to change that right now. There you go. Let's take a look at it. It's a bit, yeah, I think I've spoken about this before, but it's a bit confusing, I think, because there are multiple things going on. There's like a there's like a collaborative project between myself and my friend Owen, and we do a podcast together. I don't know why it's in these currencies. I think it's showing it in Canadian dollars, or it's showing it in, yeah, it must be showing it in Canadian dollars, but it's actually set to American dollars. So it should be $3, $5, and $10. But yeah, basically the idea here is that if you want to support this vlog and be a part of the community, and you don't care so much about the podcast, or potentially participating in seminars in the community, if you just want to chat and make sure that I keep doing live streams like this and keep doing vlogs, if that is your interest, then you can support at $3 a month. You'll get a link to the Discord, and you'll be able to you'll get a special role or some shit, and you'll still get access to the seminar, but or to a live stream or something, I think is what I set it up. I'll do like once a certain amount of people are supporting at 15 supporters, I'll Discord only live stream. So once 15 people start supporting, then I'll do a live stream like I'm doing right now, talking, rambling, and talking to the audience. But I'll do it on the Discord, and it'll be only for Discord supporters or something. So if you're interested in that, if you like this YouTube channel and you're following along and you want to support it, and you want me to get a tripod, if you want me to get my microphone repaired, my microphone broke, so I'm using my girlfriend's headphone that has a microphone on it. It can apparently be repaired. It's probably an easy fix, but my policy so far has been to not put any my own capital into this pursuit, because I haven't really got too much feedback from people that it is worthwhile, and until such time as I do, then I don't really want to put my own money into it. But anyway, if you want to support the channel, you can just support it $3 a month. It's really not a lot of money, and for the amount of content that I'm putting out like 4-5 videos a week plus a live stream. That's a shit ton of content. Then you can support at $3 a month. And then if you like the podcast, if that is what you're interested in, you can support at $5 a month, and the money will be split between Owen and I. And then once we get to a certain amount of supporters, once I get at 150 supporters, then I'll start doing a second episode on a more regular basis, more interviews. Those interviews are quite a lot of work. I'm still working on the one that we have forthcoming, that we have scheduled. It's quite a lot of work to do, like all the research, read all these academics kind of material, and like try to get a sense of the conversation and like what their research actually is engaged in, and like kind of the whole academic milieu that they're a part of. So a lot of reading, and then like writing out the questions. The interview outline is quite a lot of work as well. So I'm still working on the one that we have forthcoming. But basically, if we get to 150 people who are supporting this Patreon, then start putting out a second episode on a more regular basis. Hopefully twice a week, but that might be I might have to I don't know, whatever. That's apparently one of the most common pitfalls with Patreons, is people promising more than they're reasonably able to deliver. And I think that it's probably going to be more than I'm able to deliver to do an interview at the level that I have been doing them every week, as well as an episode which is based on reading and a primary text. It's a lot of work. I have other shit going on. And then if you want to support like extra then you can do it at $10. Basically, the idea here is that once the Discord starts popping, like here, I think I said seminar discussion group. That's what I wanted to do with this level. Basically, if you support at $10 a month, then and then once we get to 100 supporters, then I'll start I'll either come up with a syllabus in advance, like a themed, several weeks worth or months worth of readings that explore some kind of topic or theme or whatever, are related to each other, standard syllabus style selection of readings. And every week I'll give some kind of summary of the readings, some kind of lecture, not necessarily on the basis of me being so wise and knowledgeable, but more on the basis of using that to facilitate a conversation, a seminar. So there'll be a bunch of people who are participating, and the live stream will happen every week. It'll just be a class. The idea is to start building a kind of alternative educational kind of space where you have somebody who is lecturing, and then you have also seminar discussions. And I don't mean to suppose that I have so much knowledge or education. I'm sure a lot of people are much smarter and more well-read than I, but at the same time, I do take the work fairly seriously, and what my role, I would see it as doing my best to kind of summarize or bring out some key points in whatever the reading is, and then just using that as a basis to build conversation in the rest of the meetings. So yeah, if you want to see that sort of thing happen, then you can support at this level, or you can support at any level, and then once we get to 100 supporters, then I'll start making it happen, and in order to participate, I'll expect you to move up to this level. I mean, who knows, this might be, honestly, I feel like this is actually quite low for that level of work on my part. So I might have to change it, but basically it's just a support at $3 or $5 if you want to see the content keep coming, if you want to see it improve, if you want to see us keep working on it and getting better at it. BRB getting my credit card, nice. Once we get to the $30 goal, I'll definitely get Elon Musk. I'm Canadian, so I know Grimes, and she will definitely be able to get Elon Musk on the show. Excuse me. I was just listening to this podcast with Grimes' mother. Her name is Jen Garifino or something. Oh, thank you, Megu. €3 per month on the Patreon, mate. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Let's just confirm if that's true. Wow. It's true. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So if you want to join the Discord, Megu, and you're not already on it, here is how you can do it. If you go to your, I hope I'm not going to be giving anything away by showing my profile, but basically if you go, you click your little thing here, and then you go to my profile settings. I mean, the worst is you'll see the Patreons that I myself am subscribed to, which are mostly comedy podcasts. If you go here, then there's an option for you to connect various apps. I don't know if you've used Discord before, but you can go here, click the apps tab, and then you can connect Discord. It should be already available here. And then Yeah, it should like set it up automatically so that you're like joined into the Discord if you have an account. If you don't have an account, um, then you'll need to make one. And then yeah, you'll be able to get in, and it should automatically apply the correct role to you. If it doesn't work, then again, just send me any kind of DM. You can send me a message through the Patreon platform itself. If it's not working, then I'll just give you the invite link and I can manually apply the role to your account. But I would like to like see if it actually works. So if you are interested in joining the Discord, then give it a shot and let me know if it works for you. And I want to know if it actually works. Okay, great, thanks. What was he saying? Oh yeah, I know Grimes. No, I was listening to her mother, who's like a conservative Canadian journalist media person on some other show, and it's really fucking bad. She seems to be like an absolute cunt. I'm sorry to say, but like all the shit that she was saying about damn the fucking thing. Links. Can I edit this OBS shit like while we're still live? Yeah, basically the topic of the podcast got into properties. Got into yes, here we go. What the hell? Maybe I can't edit it, I don't know. Oh, right here. They got into Julian Assange, and she's basically saying that he kind of like deserves to be in jail forever because he's like a Russian spy or some crap. So because he's a Russian spy, he doesn't deserve to be protected under like the journalism laws. Like the way that I understand it is that the organization that is kind of like fighting for him in the UK, fighting to like defend him and save him, is like a journalistic kind of free speech defending. It's an organization that defends journalists, and they're fighting to defend him like on the basis of, you know, journalistic integrity or something, because, you know, WikiLeaks qualifies as journalism is the argument. But Grimes's mother was arguing that you know, he was, I guess, like he was working for like Russian state media, or he had some kind of like Russian propaganda outlet, or basically that he was like explicitly motivated to bring out all this information that would undermine the United States because of like his connections to Russia or something. That he had some motivation that was not strictly journalistic. It was just like absolutely repugnant. I felt like it was really sickening, and I don't know, it was quite a bad take. I guess because like I feel like every single journalist, I mean, she's just like a typical kind of like culturally conservative kind of liberal person who believes that like there's even the possibility of journalism that does not in some way or another tie into national interests of one sort or another, like something like the possibility of doing journalism that does not either undermine one nation or like support the interests of another nation. It's completely ridiculous to me. Yeah, maybe I'll send you the link. Sorry that's not working. I'll try to figure out why that is. I'm just I'm adding you as a friend. Send friend request. guess I can just... I just sent you the friend request, so I guess I need to do that before... You need to accept before I can send the link or whatever. By the way, anybody else who is watching and does not feel like shilling out at this moment, you can just send me a DM, like, until, as I wrote in the goals on the Patreon, until we get to a certain number of people who are supporting, then the Discord will become closed and you'll have to pay to get in. It'll be an exclusive community, but until that time is open and anybody's interested is welcome, and most likely you'll be grandfathered in once it does become closed. Yeah. All right. Well, that was distracting. Wow, cool. We got another Patreon supporter. Yeah, hopefully we'll get some more people supporting. I mean, we only just started, like, actually plugging it on the podcast itself in the new year. And I know that there are, like, a decent amount of people who listen to the podcast. I mean, more than a few. I mean, like, some people have, like, reached out to me. I don't have, like, the best analytics on it, but you know, there's some people who listen to the podcast, and hopefully if we, you know, continually reiterate that you can support via Patreon, then they will do so, especially when I do the next interview. The next interview should be coming soon at some point. It's with Chris Chen. It's going to be a good one, but I'm still doing a lot of research, trying to figure out what Afro-pessimism is and what racialization means. But yeah, so in the coming week, I know that one vlog that I want to do is going to kind of basically go say what I was saying about Mao's concept of new democracy. I want to actually read from his essay, and then also read from this A.M. Gitlit's piece from Hard Crackers that I showed on the screen earlier. I'll be reading and comparing and contrasting, and you know, we'll see what the conclusion is. I'll do one video where I'm just kind of like presenting the positions in the various texts, and then another video where I actually give a bit more of an analysis, more of my opinion, which is basically that the petite bourgeoisie are ultimately the allies of the working class. They are not bourgeoisie, and especially in these trying times when the petite bourgeoisie, when small businesses, petite businesses are just being decimated, and all we're seeing is like further and further consolidation in the hands of like the pre-existing power structures. The petite bourgeoisie don't have a lot of options. All they can really do is like assume some kind of managerial role, in which case the only difference between them and the working class is like symbolic. Basically, they still have the same relationship, or it's cultural. It's really about cultural differences. But yeah, the petite bourgeoisie they have the same relationship to the means of production as the working class. Anyway, I read a headline on Twitter yesterday about how Amazon Web Services is shutting down, or they're going to stop hosting Parler, which is kind of like the conservative Twitter, which I think is like a much more alarming precedent. As like a kind of like tech nerd guy, I think it's a much more alarming precedent than actually like banning the president or banning like Anna Kashian or like the Red Scare thingy. It's a lot more alarming to me personally, because like if Amazon Web Services starts just like shutting down entire web zones, then we don't have much future. Like the internet is really not going to last very long. Anyway, I have to take a leak, so just give me 1 second. I wonder, like, what professional streamers do. Do they take bathroom breaks? Do they have some kind of plan? Like, don't these streamers like go for like hours and hours and hours? Yeah. Oh, and it is one of your tracks. I've been using as my waiting zone music for as long as I've been doing this live stream. I hope you don't mind. I guess I really should put up a credit and acknowledgement and a link. I haven't quite figured out how to do that. I kind of want it to be like a ticker, kind of scrolling by on the bottom, and I'd like to, play more than one song or something. But adult diapers. It's a song that you sent me a long time ago in an email. I think it's called like America, maybe. But you think Vosh is wearing adult diapers? Oh man, I got permabanned from the Vosh subreddit for spamming too many videos. Too many being two. I think I'm gonna take like a break for some time from posting videos on subreddits. I mean, there are two that are like explicitly set up for leftist YouTubers, BreadTube and BeardTube. So I'll probably continue to post in there, but I don't know, I just don't really feel like posting on like 10 different subreddits every day and like, I don't know, stressing about it and like having to read all of the like absolutely inane responses from people, like all the just stupid bullshit. It's really difficult. It's really like draining. Even though like I've explicitly adopted a policy of not really responding if I feel like it's going to, if it warrants more than one sentence, then I'm probably not going to respond to your comment. I'm happy to get into it on the Discord if you are unsatisfied with my lack of engagement with whatever it is that you're saying. Then send me a DM. I'll let you in and we can talk about it there. But I don't really want to spend more than like 5 seconds writing a comment, frankly, if I can be honest. It's just too draining. It takes too much time, too much work. It's not worth it. I hope that doesn't bother anybody. What else can we talk about? I hope this microphone is coming in all right. It's Bluetooth. Fancy. Well, does anybody have anything to say? Who is the builder? Identify yourselves. Sound off in the comments. Oh yeah, if you're watching this video, you need to click like immediately. Do not delay. Also leave a comment. I know a lot of people watch these videos in the future, so again, I'll just reiterate that it's really helpful for the analytics for you to engage in a quantifiable way using the metrics that have been set out for you. Click the thumbs up button immediately. Do not delay. Click it right now, and also leave a comment. The comments are always good. Also, watch all of my videos till the end. Leave comments on all of them, thumbs up on all of them, and then also share them with all your friends. Send them to your boss and your coworkers, and post them on all your social media networks, and yada yada yada. I don't know what else to talk about here. Somebody give me something to go off of. I really want to record all of my videos at once this week. It's something that I'm going to try to do. It's a lot easier than recording like 15 or recording every day, which is actually really annoying. Takes a lot of work, but to record them all at once and then just spend like a solid block of time, like 4 hours or so, and record a bunch of videos at once, and then also schedule them out and make all the thumbnails and everything, seems like a more efficient use of time than doing that every day. I tend to like push it back to the last thing and then end up staying up too late and all that. God damn it, the fucking dogs are here. What are my favorite Trump tweets? What were? I honestly don't even remember too many. A lot of people would like go back and like retweet Trump tweets from like way back in history, from like 2012 and shit. I wasn't really following him. I didn't even really get that. The only ones that crossed my feed were like more controversial ones. Like I remember when he like banned trans people from the military or something. Like I remember that. But let's go. I'm sure there's like a listicle or something. Best Trump tweets. Oh yeah, I renamed I named this live stream. I used a very clickbaity title, Last Livestream Before Total Cancellation, and the thumbnail is Trump. But it was more inspired by the banning of Parler, which I guess means that it really, to me, signifies like a ramping up of the censorship. I mean, I guess Parler is really associated with the right wing, but something about like this hosting service doing it, and also like shutting down an entire web zone, an entire website all at once, rather than like an individual, like censoring an entire website. I don't know, to me it's really fucked up. I remember the one about Kofefe. That was very what? Oh my god, I fucking remember this. Oh my god, I saw this. Somebody retweeted this a few weeks ago. His tweets to Robert Pattinson about Kristen Stewart. That was fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Sorry, losers and haters, but my IQ is one of the highest, and you all know it. Please don't feel so stupid or insecure. It's not your fault. 26,000 unreported sexual assaults in the military, only 238 convictions. What did these geniuses expect when they put men and women together? Barack Obama is not an American citizen, despite How amazing, the state health director who verified copies of Obama's birth certificate died in plane crash today. All others live. What? Obama's wind turbines kill 13 to 39 million birds and bats every year. Save our bald eagles, symbol of the nation. Jesus, that's funny. Mexico will pay for the wall. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un just stated that the nuclear button is on his desk at all times. Will someone from his depleted and food-starved regime please inform him that I too have a nuclear button, but it is a much bigger, more powerful one than his, and my button works. Button. I like how he capitalizes button. Like he's a poet. Thoughts on decentralized platforms? I mean, I guess my main thing about platforms is that they only really work. They're only interesting or meaningful or effective if enough people are on them. And decentralized platforms, I think, are less likely to get a bunch of people on board. I think, personally, I mean, my view, and this I think is a pretty obvious one, is that the solution to the censorship of hosting servers like Amazon Web Service and the censorship of Twitter and Facebook and shit is just to nationalize them. It's not, I don't know, a difficult thing. I mean, you just gotta nationalize them so that it is no longer private property where the owners of the private property can do whatever they want. It makes perfect sense to me that Twitter is shit. I shouldn't be showing this, but it makes perfect. I mean, it seems perfectly logical that Twitter would be able to ban whoever they want within their platform because it is their private property. But if it's no longer private property, then you need a democratic process to come up with policies for who gets banned and who doesn't, and there's legislature and all this kind of crap to protect people. And you couldn't just ban people. You can't just ban people from the sidewalk or whatever. I mean, except in rare cases that we have all agreed upon socially, ostensibly at least. Decentralized platforms, I guess Mastodon is one of those, which is some kind of social media thing, is decentralized or something, but nobody's really on it. I've never really used it. Another thing that I find pretty interesting is PeerTube, which is kind of YouTube is a video hosting thing, but it's on the same principle as BitTorrent. So when you I believe this is how it works, but when you watch a video on somebody's PeerTube instance, then you're you download the video or something, and then when other people watch it, they're you seed it to them or something. So you're able to, so it's decentralized, and you still have a general PeerTube where you can go and kind of explore in the same way that you would on YouTube, but also the entire website can be mirrored on individuals' personal websites. And a lot of right-wing conservative people who are rightly paranoid about this sort of thing, but who are more tech savvy, have their own PeerTube instances up and running, and they'll post their more dangerous content. But the problem with that, of course, is that most of the traffic is coming through these algorithms, through these monopolies that have these platforms that have monopolized our attention, like YouTube, for example. And everything, the YouTube algorithm is what is driving so much traffic towards videos, and it's going to the YouTube platform in order to watch all your favorite crap all in one place is how people like find and like consume so much of the content, and until like people take a more decentralized mindset and are no longer relying on these platforms, um, I don't like we have to like break our uh, like addiction to the platforms and to these kinds of interfaces. That is what is most interesting. That is like the biggest obstacle I think between obstacle for like decentralized platforms actually taking off and becoming a big deal, becoming a place where it's actually worth like spending time on the internet. I don't know. I mean, there's some blogs that I follow, not many. I know that there are plenty of bloggers and like people who produce content on their own in their own space that have sufficient followings and whatnot, and I really hope that is true because my plan is to write and publish books, but at least at this point, I'm thinking about not selling them on Amazon on the Kindle web service, which is like where, which is the infrastructure that has made it possible for self-publishing to take off in the way that it has, and for it to become actually a real and viable alternative for professional writers to like traditional publishing. I've been thinking a lot about publishing. I don't know how it's going to work. I mean, I'm motivated to, consider not publishing on Amazon primarily because, my main account on Amazon has been banned. I could probably work around that in some way, either legally or extra legally. But, in addition, like, it's Amazon. I don't want to support Amazon. But also, like, is my art where I want to make a stand here? Like, I don't know. My plan that I've said many times before is to, grow a big audience of people who will, like, buy my books so that I can sell them independently and still be able to make a decent amount of money. But then I look at somebody like Lindsay Ellis, who's like a big YouTuber. She has like at least 100,000, over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. It might be like a few 100,000, and she still chose to publish with a traditional publisher. She published a novel like last year or something, and but then like I understand like that she has a different set of circumstances. She probably just wants to make as much money as possible. She probably doesn't have compunctions about selling on Amazon, and she was able to get an agent and a book deal. So why not combine like guaranteed revenue from the audience that you already have with like the power of a publishing apparatus and the power of the platform Amazon? Like, why would you cut yourself off from any of these, avenues for like selling your book? I mean, in my case, like I have been cut off from Amazon, so I can't use it. So I have to kind of like think of alternatives outside of it, or like the possibility of selling works outside of it. But yeah, I mean, if you think about EndNotes, like they sell their book on their books on their website. Can't buy them on Amazon. You can buy them on like a few like distributors, like Little Black Card or whatever. But yeah, for the most part, they've sold their books on their website. They've published pretty infrequently, apparently, and I believe it. They publish, they print like thousands of each edition. And as time goes on, obviously it's only gotten bigger and bigger, which is obviously how things work. Your profile grows, but then they also have like an unknown amount of members in the collective, probably around 7 like steady members, and like they're, I would imagine, putting in their own capital. They're all like professional academics, and it's not really a source of revenue for them, or like a significant source of income for them. That's like not the motivation. Like they already have jobs, they're all academics or whatever. so they have jobs. They're not trying to be like professional Marxist theoreticians and like make a living doing it. They're just trying to put out books in like a sustainable way for them. But yeah, I imagine that all of the members like putting in some amount of capital in order to get the books published to begin with, and then yeah, and I know that like obviously at least one of them is like a web developer, so he I'm sure was able to like build their entire website for them and set that all up, which is like a significant loss leader, as like a significant cost source of needed capital. You need to invest a lot of money into developing a website. But yeah, that's inspiring in a way. I guess it's inspiring. I don't know. It indicates that there's a possibility. I would really be interested to know if there are any like fiction writers who are self-published and who do not use the Kindle marketplace, but who sell their books on their own website. You can take a significant. Obviously, you can take all of the profits that are to be had, but it's also like a huge capital investment. You need to build your website, which when you're doing commercial transactions is a bigger investment than just building a personal website. Like I think like Shopify or like Visa or whatever is going to be taking like a certain cut of whatever sale that you managed to make. And then also just like selling books is like extremely difficult. Marketing and selling, I think you could only really do that if you already had a significant audience, or if you had some guaranteed way of exposing yourself, of getting your shit out there. Like when you can self-publish on the Amazon website, on the Kindle marketplace or whatever, as a nobody, and kind of hope that like the algorithm will pick it up and like people will leave reviews, and obviously you have to do a lot of marketing and whatnot. But and then as you publish more and more books, then like people will go back to your old stuff, and it just continually builds on itself. But yeah, the same does not. I don't know, unless your like website is in some way connected into and like connected to the network, and it's not just like an isolated node, but there's some kind of connection outwards so that traffic can come in, then I don't really see how that's going to work. I mean, there are a few like bloggers, mostly non-fiction bloggers that I know of, who use Patreon, like Gwen, for example, and then there's like other people who write kind of more gonzo style journalism. Somebody stop me if I'm being extremely boring. I guess a lot of people have dropped off at this point, but this is something that I think a lot about. Yeah, but then publishing books on Patreon is not really possible, because it's like most you could hope for is like most I could hope for certainly is once a year kind of event. So you're not going to, I think maybe like Kickstarters, but then a Kickstarter is for like publishing it, like actually raising the money to actually print the book or whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of work that I need to do. Anyway, we've got 4 minutes left. Somebody says, long live Chairman Gonzalo. I guess if I have trolls, at least I'm glad that there are Maoist trolls. I'll take a Maoist troll over a tanky troll. Some kind of error. That's unfortunate. I didn't see anything on my end. There are 2 dogs outside my window fighting. I'm not sure if you can see them or hear them, I mean, but yeah, they're fighting. So what do we have to look forward to? The podcast will be coming out tomorrow, possibly a bit later in the day than normal. And then on Tuesday through Friday, I'll continue my vlogging. I'll try my best to keep up the output, daily output. Try to make it nice and interesting. Remember to always engage as much as possible with the videos. That means clicking thumbs up. That means leaving a comment, even if it's, just nice video or whatever. It doesn't have to be like a super sustained or engaged comment. It's just good for analytics for there to be a comment. Any kind of comment, doesn't matter the length. So just say something, and then also if you feel like sharing it, you post it on some subreddit that you like, or just post it on social media or whatever. I don't give a shit. I mean, I do give a shit. So I'll be posting those vlogs, and then we'll do another live stream next Sunday. In case I guess I should really put out like an introductory video that like lays down the schedule for everybody, but yeah. If anybody out there wants in on the Discord, again, all you need to do is send me a message on your preferred social media platform. That could be Twitter, that could be Patreon. After you subscribe to the Patreon, more and more people are saying that it is the best Patreon out there. So you should definitely get on board. Well, you can still look cool and say that you got on board before everybody else. The Patreon is going to kick off. It's going to pop off. There are going to be tons of people on there, and the Discord is going to pop off too. It's going to be the new hot spot on the internet. So it's really in your best interest to get in early. But other social media include Letterboxd, a website where you can log the movies that you watch. You can go there and see all the movies that I'm watching. I use it actually I put in everything that I watch. It's a bit embarrassing. And then also, I live in a house with cable now, and often I put on a television channel that's playing a movie in the background while I do some coding or something, which is how I ended up watching 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later last night. But you can send me a message on Letterboxd. You can send me a message on Goodreads. You can send me a message on Twitter, on Patreon. I think my email is still on my website. So there are many ways that you can get in touch. Also Reddit. I have a Reddit account. It's all under the same name, The Inverted Form. But Megu, glad to have you on board. Anybody else who wants to support the Patreon, please do so. And unless somebody has some compelling reason for me to linger, I'm going to leave it at this, and I'll see you next Sunday on the live stream. I'll see you on the Discord. I'll see you on the vlog. Listen to the podcast. Listen to it till the end. Click thumbs up. Leave a comment. Share it. Etc. etc. Alright, until next time. Goodbye.